Marc Marquez took a 16-point championship lead after beating Honda teammate Dani Pedrosa to a crucial victory in the MotoGP Aragon Grand Prix. The Spaniard had not won a race from outside of the front row since storming to victory from fifth at the Valencia race in 2014. At the start, Ducati's Jorge Lorenzo eased into the lead from second on the grid, while Valentino Rossi mugged Yamaha teammate and poleman Maverick Vinales for second at turn 12 on the opening lap. Rossi, just 23 days after he suffered a double break of his right leg, immediately began to gap Vinales, who slid to fifth behind Andrea Dovizioso and Marquez after running wide at the final corner. Vinales' struggles continued as dropped 2 seconds adrift of the podium group in front, while Rossi hounded Lorenzo for the lead. By mid-distance, though, fatigue started to settle in for Rossi, and he was powerless to stop Marquez, who 2 laps prior recovered from an off at turn 12 to repass Dovizioso from coming through on the back straight. Behind, just a few corners later, Pedrosa finally moved ahead of Vinales for fifth. Vinales was able to follow Pedrosa through on Dovizioso, who by now was severely struggling on his soft rear tire, but got stuck behind a determined Rossi, who was not relinquishing fourth spot without a fight. At the front, Marquez finally cleared Lorenzo with 8 laps to go and instantly put daylight between himself and the Spaniard. With 3 laps to go, Lorenzo slid behind Pedrosa. Pedrosa had been the quickest rider on track for some time, setting a race fastest lap of 1:49.140 seconds on lap 19, but could do nothing to close down the insignificant gap between himself and Marquez, allowing his teammate to cruise to a 5th win of the season. Lorenzo held on to third, his second rostrum of the year, while Vinales eventually moved ahead of Rossi, his deficit in the standings increasing to 28 points, with the Italian holding on to a heroic 5th spot. Alex Espargaro equaled Aprilia's best-ever MotoGP result in 6th, passing the ailing Dovizioso in the closing stages, with the Italian only just holding Ducati's Alvaro Bautista at bay in 8th. Johan Zarco took his TECH3 Yamaha to 9th ahead of the KTM duo of Pol Espargaro and Mika Kallio, while Andrea Iannin, Jack Miller on his 100th race appearance, Scott Redding and Tito Rabat taking the last of the points. Cal Crutchlow was involved in the intense battle for the top 6 when he fell at turn 14 with 7 laps to go. Karel Abraham was an early crasher, the Czech rider tumbling out of 14th at turn 8. Read more from Lewis Duncan.